Hey leaders, Pastor Chris. Just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about Sunday mornings. I know that we've gone through a lot of transition as we've moved into this building, and now we've kind of shifted towards this idea of getting rid of the opening time to give you more time in your groups. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit more about that as I continue to think about how to make that the very best it can be. Because again, the overall goal is just realizing that doing something large group and then transitioning to small group in this space is difficult. People can't see up front. The setup of the room just isn't conducive to doing both at the same time. And so I really felt like the Lord was leading us to just let's emphasize the group time together. Sunday morning is about groups, so let's really just press into that group time and make their time with you and with each other in their peer group with you the most valuable we can. And so I want to challenge you to be continuing to think and pray about, because I want you to feel that ownership of this is my group. My mentor ministry years ago told me when I was just a Sunday school teacher for middle school boys, he would tell all of us leaders, it was a big ministry, probably 20, 30 adult leaders in that ministry. He said, you're the youth pastor to that group. And so I really want you to have that freedom to pray about, God, how do you want me to shape that time with my students and make that 1 hour the best hour of the week for them? And I really think having that 1 hour, having a 1 hour of time, 10 to 11. So again, 9:30 to 9:45, they're still kind of arriving. 9:45 is officially the start, but 9:45 to 10 allows them to mingle with each other, play outside, have that community all together for that 15 minutes. But then 10 to 11 is their small group time. And I think giving you that hour gives the lesson could fill that time. But I think that builds in more time for you to have time for community. You can play a game, tell stories, just chat and catch up on the week like many of you do. That fills a few minutes, and that's great relationship building time. And then obviously teaching and discussion. The Bible lesson, of course, is the core of what we do. And just to reiterate, please make sure you do teach the lesson. Again, you don't have to teach every single point or ask every single question, but the bulk of that time should be spent teaching the curriculum that is provided and working our way through the Bible. So if you're spending more time just on rabbit trails, try to bring it back to the main content of the Bible lesson. But then also to take it beyond teaching and discussion to discipleship. And we actually went through this in our training that we did a couple months ago about how do we move from just teaching to discipling. And that really gets into asking personal questions. What good stuff has happened in your life? What has discouraged you most this week? What is your most recurring temptation? What is God doing in your life right now? And then as they respond to those questions, you sharing stories about your walk with the Lord, you sharing scriptures that apply to their questions or concerns or where they're at, and that's how you disciple. And then also prayer time gives you hopefully ample time to, even if it's just 5 minutes rather than 60 seconds, to have some focused prayer time at the end. And don't be afraid to change the prayer time up. 1 week it's, hey, pray for the person to your left, pray for the person to your right, popcorn prayer, you close, you open, anybody else in between pray. There's lots of ways to change it up so that they get engaged in prayer with one another. And so I hope that hour will give you that time. But I also want to make sure that I'm doing my very best to resource you with what you need to make that hour really valuable. One, I will always film a lesson intro that I will post on YouTube, and then I'll provide that link in an email. As well as on this sheet. I've got one of the baskets here. And so every week in your basket, you'll see a blue half sheet like this that will have some opening game options, some announcements to reiterate to them. And I may make the rounds and make announcements if there's something really big and important coming up. But also lesson opening options. And one of them is always going to be to show Pastor Chris's lesson video opener. I'll have the link listed here. Of course, you can't click on it on the paper, but at least you can type it in. But it's also be in your email, and honestly, you can get that on your phone as well. There'll also be other links to possibly other videos or other resources you could show as well on this sheet. And again, the same content that's in this sheet will go out in an email, which I'll talk about in a second. But there'll always be a lesson intro if you want to use that. There'll be announcements. But every Thursday, this is the email part, every Thursday I'm going to send an email out that, first of all, gives a couple, important instructions or whatever for the coming Sunday. But it will have the exact same content that's on this, except any video link that I have printed here in your email, you'll be able to actually follow that link within your email to YouTube videos, Bible project videos, game ideas. You'll be able to click on the link in the email and see it. And so you'll get this same content through the email and in your basket on Sunday mornings. And so look out for that email on Thursdays. This Sunday, also in your baskets, I'm really trying to focus everything on these baskets. That this is where you have everything you need. You have your lesson helps. You have basket with pins and your name lanyard. This Sunday, you'll have the new curriculum for May and June printed and in your basket as well. And so that's where you'll find everything that you need. Now, there is additional resources. If you go behind the curtain, where the TV is up front in the room, behind the curtain, there's a leader resource table. There's additional games, Bibles, books, resources you might want for your group time. Feel free to grab any of that stuff anytime. And then also one more thing I want to add this Sunday is I want to move us towards, again, just maximizing that time at the table in the group, and that you have everything you need there. And so every group that's in a side room with a door that closes, we're going to try and have a TV with a Roku or some sort of streaming device in there so that you can either cast from your phone to that or just use the Roku or the Apple TV to go straight to YouTube, and you can look up the videos that way. So every side room will have a TV with the ability to go on the internet or on YouTube to find the video suggestions that I'm sending. And then also all the tables that are out in the middle are going to have a tablet on a stand as well. And so all the tables out of the middle will have a video resource as well. So if you want to show YouTube videos, Bible project videos, the resources I'm sending out, you can access those at your table as well. I really want the students to feel like when I sit down at my table, everything that my group needs is here. And I want you to feel resourced as well. I'm even thinking about, I'm going to experiment with it this Sunday, putting the food at each table. Instead of there being a food table, whatever our food item is that week, that it will be in your group's room or at your group's table, and that's their food. Again, we'll have to experiment a little with portions. If it's something that needs to be heated up, they'll still have to walk over to the microwave. But just to get them that sense of this table or this room is where it all happens. This is where we watch videos. This is where we eat the food. This is where we talk about the Bible. It all happens in our space. And you are kind of the captain of that space. And so if you're in one of the side rooms, feel free to do a little bit of, and some of you have a little bit of decorating or ownership of that room, and so feel that freedom there. The tables out in the middle, I know those are all boys' tables. The boys may not care if they're decorated, but if there's something you want to stick on the table to make it feel like it's a guy's table, have that freedom as well. But I just wanted to kind of share all this to really can continue to encourage you and challenge you to own that time, to make it the very best it can be, and to share what resources I want to continue to add to make it really valuable for you, that you feel resourced with the technology, with the food, with the space, so that you can make that group time a really special and unique time for your group. But just know how much I appreciate all of you. We have a couple of new leaders coming on board in the next month, and I'm really excited about how we continue to grow and move towards the summer and the fall. A lot of exciting stuff coming up. But thanks for everything, leaders. We'll see you Sunday.